So, I have finally figured out the perfect way to get people to take the coronavirus seriously. And I'll get to that in a second, but if you haven't already, like and subscribe the channel. Would be very much appreciated it. If you give a little subscribe there, I very much would be very, very good. I have about 145 subscribers up there, and I appreciate every single one of you guys. Even the people who subscribe just so they can go and hate on all my videos and get a notification first. But if you're here to enjoy the content, thanks so much for watching. Now, there's been a lot of crazy stories in 2020. The coronavirus pandemic, the government saying aliens and UFOs are real, Trump's impeachment, and possible war with Iran, which pretty much everyone has forgotten. But if there's one thing I did not see coming, it's that people who claim to be patriots and claim to love America would start the dumbest coup attempt in the history of the world. Now, if you haven't seen it already, but Caleb Franks and the rest of his militia were so angry about Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer's draconian COVID restrictions, they plotted to kidnap her, hold a trial, and potentially execute her. Now, Caleb, who's known by the nickname Red Hot, for some reason, that's him here. I don't get it. But he was part of the crew watching Whitmer's house and was arrested trying to buy explosives and weapons. Again, all because of her insane COVID-19 restrictions. Well, it would seem good old Caleb, or Red Hot, has seen the light. Now that he's in jail, he's being asked to be released because he's afraid of the coronavirus. Apparently he has diabetes and high cholesterol and is worried about the COVID complications. Who knew? I guess it wasn't a fake virus after all. So Kelly, do we finally have the blueprint for getting people to take the coronavirus seriously?
Yeah, put them all in jail. I mean, it seems to be a winning legal strategy. Harvey Weinstein is currently using it to avoid being extradited to California. Tekashi 6ix9ine got out of jail and was just the other day he was at a strip club, so apparently not too concerned about it anymore. I think it's a winning strategy for people. I think all of them should, I don't think they should get any kind of special treatment. Our friend Red Hot included. The allegations against him are pretty serious. I don't think that the governor's measures were draconian or insane. I think this is, I would have put extremely dumb coup on my bingo card. This guy doesn't, the allegations against him are so serious. I don't think that he should get any kind of get out of jail free card just because he's scared about jail.
Yeah, absolutely not. I mean, again, they were planning on kidnapping and killing the governor of a state, and they decided to do that. That was option B. Option A was to actually overthrow the government in Michigan, because who thought that'd be a good idea? I don't know. I don't get it. Yeah, I'm like, don't let that guy out of jail.
Yeah, and I think some of the arguments that his lawyer's making, stuff like, well, he's a recovering heroin addict. He's more susceptible. And like, well, I mean, maybe he should have thought about that before he, as police say, got involved in a plot to overthrow the government. I just, and the stuff from his lawyer saying that, like, oh, well, he went to buy weapons. That's ridiculous because he only had $23 on him. I'm like, I mean, credit cards exist, Venmo exists. It's silly.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous there. It just makes no sense.
I never thought a Monopoly play card would be a pandemic virus to get out of jail for free. Who knew you'd go from being cooped up to a coup that quickly? It's just, what did he think was going to happen? Seriously, and just, I don't know. You have to deal with the consequences of stupid actions, and I'm sorry, but you're gonna be locked up, and you're gonna have to face whatever you face in jail. And I would be less worried about COVID than a sexually transmitted disease in jail. So, good luck, buddy. buckle up.
Yeah, exactly. Red hot. I mean, I don't get it. Maybe maybe the other inmates in there might see this guy and think, okay, hey, maybe they get the red hot thing. Maybe he's finding out the hard way. But that, good luck, buddy. It's just one of those kind of ironic things. Like, oh yeah, the coronavirus, it's fake. It's fake news. But apparently it comes very serious when it's your ass on the line.
Yeah, I think this whole argument that all these people, I'm so scared. I mean, look, there's tons of people in jail for nonviolent offenses who are facing, very serious risk being cooped up in jails, where we have seen massive outbreaks, where some of the earliest outbreaks of COVID were. But, a guy who commits a crime, or at least is accused of committing a crime, in the middle of a pandemic, to be like, well, now I'm scared of this virus. Like, well, sorry about that, man. Like, maybe think about that. It's like, regularly you're just like, I committed a crime, but I'm like super claustrophobic. Like, I hate these tiny cells. Like, it's not a get out of jail free card. That's not how this works.
No, not at all. And there's some people that are, real dumb out there that I can feel a little bit bad for. They don't get the coronavirus stuff, and like I did a story last week on someone who went out and got like a 5G internet blocker because they were like, oh, it's that 5G internet. And then they were complaining because their wireless at their house wasn't working anymore.
Yeah,
I feel a little bit sad for those people, but like this guy, no, have fun in there, buddy. Yep. Which so what you guys are saying is like 5G blockers would not be good Christmas presents for you?
No, you can keep the Faraday cage if you've already got one. I don't want it. I don't think I'd have that much trouble re-gifting it. But just save your cash.
Yeah, more Faraday cages for you, Todd.
Oh joy.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Thank you so much for watching Citizen Pete. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, click that little subscribe button, maybe the like button, and hey, maybe just leave a comment. I want to know what you're thinking. What do you think about all the politics and news and all the stuff that's going on in our country?